Thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
You better believe it. Now, y'all thought I was done? Shame on you. Shame on you for thinking as such. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still at it. This is the Brian Snow Show, and it's a special edition because I have a very special guest coming on, one half of the RIMPAGE crew. And her name is Katarina, Miletic. And she joins me right now. How are you, my dear? Great to have you.
Hello, Brian. It's so great to be with you here. That intro was out of this world. I enjoyed every moment.
Oh, thank you. That is for Cole Johnson, my executive producer and my visual content producer. He put that intro together. And I'm so happy to have you and to have Patrick who'll join us shortly. But man, I want to get started with you. Tell everybody, let's get, well, I don't know where to begin. I'm so excited. Tell everybody about RIMPAGE. How did that get started?
Imagine that I'm here first on the call to tell you the story about RIMPAGE. and the founder is coming second after me. That's amazing. RIMPAGE is this innovative take on basketball. As we know, sports of basketball has been entertaining and empowering the world in a big way in 75 years. Mm-hmm. But RIMPAGE is here to refine the world of basketball in a way that it opens up. This league is a worldwide, and it opens up the opportunity to the players that otherwise wouldn't have that opportunity. So it offers every single person who wants to play a basketball an opportunity to be seen and to participate in the game. So whatever your game is, whether you're just a beginner or you are somebody who other leagues have told you have passed your best time and you're thinking your time is ticking away, that you don't have a shot, RIMPAGE gives you that opportunity. So it's a one-on-one basketball league with the sole mission and aim to discover the best player in the city where you are, in the state that you are living in, on the continent where you are, and ultimately to find the undisputed world number one in basketball.
Out of sight.
How does that sound?
sounds wonderful.
Mhm.
And speaking of wonderful, here's Patrick.
Aha, there he is.
What's up, Patrick?
How are you doing? Had a
I'm
little bit of
good, man. How
technical
are you?
difficulty. When I joined on my phone, it kicked me off, so I joined on the computer, and here we are.
It's
Right.
the 21st century. When don't we have technical
Yeah,
difficulties?
yes. But I'm grateful.
You
I'm grateful to
you
be here.
guys had me on your podcast
Mhm.
recently,
Uh-huh.
and I I don't know why I expected it to be only 20 minutes because of the stories you shared, and I was waiting to get another broadcast started. It didn't happen, but spending the time with you guys has been wonderful. It really allowed me humbly a chance to say what I feel, which is the platform
Yeah.
I've created for myself with my shows and with everyone who joins. You know, you give people a chance to say what they feel and
Mhm.
how they feel.
Yeah.
Uh Patrick, how did that podcast get started?
Ooh, well, when Katarina and I joined forces, we knew we wanted to get the word out, and so we just decided which days we would do it, and we went for it.
And to have it be such an open platform,
Oh yeah.
to have it be such an entertaining platform. I'm in the process of binge watching other guests that you have
Uh,
had on. You know, I can't wait
wow.
for my episode. I can't wait for my episode to drop, and I've been,
Okay.
taking a peek at RIMPAGE as well. And I made an offer to these
Cool.
guys, and I want everyone that's tuning in to hear and see this offer. I'm going to put you guys' logo on my website with a link to yours, and
Wow.
I'm going to cover I want to cover from here some events that you guys do,
Yeah.
and I'd
Yeah.
love for y'all to be a sponsor and an advertiser of my programming.
Yeah. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
I mean every single word of that because, and I know y'all have gone through this. I'm sick and tired of people telling me no when I'm offering great content.
Right.
Yes.
Does it not get frustrating? Does it not get frustrating after a while when you try to get the word out and people just give you this look and just shove you off like you're,
Right.
you're not worth their time?
We
Right.
have quit asking, Brian. We just action, and we're just going for it. Right?
it just it after a while you just become numb to it and you keep
Mhm.
going you keep going forward with it. I had someone recently ask me, your show is great, but are you getting enough numbers? And I'm going, what?
Mhm.
Uh,
What kind of cross-eyed stuff is that? I mean, if you like what you see,
Mhm.
take a leap of faith.
yeah.
That's what us
Yeah.
podcasters are doing.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
taking a leap of faith because we
Yep.
believe in
Yes.
what we're doing. And you guys with RimPage, you don't
Uh,
have to say anymore. I'm taking that leap of faith with you
right.
guys.
Wow. I applaud that. That's awesome. Awesome.
I love it.
And I made that decision after our podcast recording.
Yes.
I
Hmm.
said, you know what? I want to give these guys a shot because would I love to have some big time advertisers? Of course. But at the
Mhm.
same time, if you see something that you know people would love, go
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's that connection there too, because like you said, you were talking about the raw honesty. That's what you're getting with RimPage is raw, honest basketball, real
Mhm.
stories, real players.
And I want to feature some of those stories.
Yeah, man.
I want to feature those stories. I want to
Mhm.
feature those players. Patrick, what got you to be involved with RimPage? What turned the light on for you?
It's always been a dream of mine since I was in junior high school to play professional basketball. I knew that's what I wanted to do with my life. And whenever someone would ask me, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" That's what I would tell them. I even know who I wanted to play for. I wanted to play for the Milwaukee Bucks because I love green, and I knew I wanted to play for Notre Dame. I knew I wanted to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I had the whole picture in my mind. So
Yes.
and then Brian, when you tell people that, they always say the same thing. They say, it's easier to win the lottery than to play pro basketball, or only 1% make it to the pros, and you got to have a plan B. And so what me and my brothers thought automatically was, it's because they're not good enough. That's why they're not making it. So we were going to make it our business to be good enough. And then when my brothers graduated college, they exhausted their eligibility. I'm filming their games for the school. And then we had an agent fly into the school, sat down with my two brothers, and basically laid it out for us and said, this is the plan. This is how we're going to get you in the NBA. And this guy, he was Anthony Hardaway's agent. He was Robert Ory's agent. He had a lot of football players in the NFL, so he knew what he was doing. And so my brother started going to these workouts with different NBA teams, and that's when we found out that what we had thought all along, if you're good enough, you get in. Being good enough is not good enough to get in that league. Mm-mm. There are all these other reasons why they say no to you and you don't get the offer. And so my brothers ended up playing in Mexico for a couple of years, and then they quit, and that was it for the dream that we'd have for all of our lives. And I remember thinking, there's got to be something more. You can't just crush a dream like that. And like, we're in our early 20s, and this is all we thought about. And now just nothing, just this great void in front of us when they slam the door in your face. And so I'm thinking there's got to be another opportunity other than to leave family, home, friends, to go play overseas. And that's sort of how RIMPAGE was born. But what really made me pull the trigger on it was in 2017. I'm in my living room. I'm thinking about RIMPAGE because I have all these notes about it that I've accumulated over the years. And then I'm thinking one-on-one basketball promoted like boxing. One-on-one, best player in the world. We can promote it with the press conferences they have where they make a big deal out of these big fights. And I could see basketball players instead of boxers. And that lit me up. I started calling everyone, telling them, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to do this. And we're going to have this. We're going to find the best in the world. That's when it took off. That was 2017.
Well, guess what? You now have a sports casting company that will carry it for you.
Yes. Yes. These players deserve, man, the stories.
I see so much potential. And we talked about this, so much is focused on branding and advertising. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to throw it right in your face and they're going to come to us.
Yep.
And I thought I had my first major sponsor, and they pulled out. Mm-hmm. They pulled out at the last minute because at the time they were supposed to sign, unfortunately, I got sick.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be in my office for the better part of a month. Month. And it was about that time I was going in for my surgery for pancreatic cancer. Mm-hmm. And when I came back and finally had enough strength to sit up for longer than 15 minutes, my wife was monitoring my health. And, she said, make it a 15-minute segment. But if you think you can go longer, make sure you take a break. So I do that. Mm-hmm. I still follow that to this day. I had an email waiting for me from said company, and I'm thinking, okay, they realize what's going on because I put it out there that I was going under the knife. They gave me this BS of after further when something begins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what the job. That's what the dream position you're looking for, and life decides to kick you in the rear end, and it's out of your control. When you're going through cancer treatments, and your wife is fighting for you when you're not fighting for yourself, a light has to turn on somewhere.
Yeah.
And when I got that email and it said, after further consideration, I got so mad. Yeah. And I said, you know what? Here's where I'm at a crossroads. And I know y'all have been there. Here's where I'm at a crossroads. I either push my chips, whatever I have chips left, to the middle of the table and make the call to go all in.
Yeah.
Or I basically emotionally kill myself and allow people to think that my broadcasting dream is dead.
Yeah.
Because I was going to step in and take the place of Jim Durham when he left the Bulls in 1991.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had people saying, well, you don't have any experience. Sure I do. I got 8 years worth listening to Jim Durham do his thing.
Right.
I got plenty of tapes. I got plenty of tapes of Jim Durham and
You're
Johnny
ready.
Chris calling games, doing simulcast. All
Right.
I've done was record what I heard and put it on a tape.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
We don't care. You got to have formal education. Oh, yeah, take this for formal education.
Wow.
And at age 50, you're going to be 51. I have pushed my chips. I did it last year. I pushed my chips to the middle of the table and I said, you know what? Let's go for it.
Like,
Wow.
I'm tired.
Yes.
I told you all this when we taped our episode. Sometimes you just get
Yeah.
tired.
Yep. How many monumental decisions have been made when people reach that point?
You see these 2 notebooks?
Yes.
There's a stack of these that belong to my wife, and every day, you know, she either brings me one, or every other day she brings me one and says, write down your ideas.
Yeah.
These 2 notebooks are my interview notebooks of who's coming on both my shows. I got another stack of notebooks in the garage where I have so many ideas written down. Now all I have to do is execute them.
Yep.
Monumental decisions. You guys made one. We've made one here to become partners, and I help tell your story and broadcast whatever games you want to broadcast, whatever we can do to do this doggone thing.
Yeah,
whatever we can do. Nathan Ramchandra joining us. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Mickey Delaney joining us as well. Sam Judge joining us. The Hawk TV from Atlanta. All of our rowdy friends joining us. But man, sometimes you just say, the hell with it.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's just like, the hell with it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I keep trying to jump on this people-pleasing bandwagon?
Right. And
which
Brian,
is rockier than the mountains in Colorado.
I want you to think about something too. Think about all the great achievers, those people that we put at the top of the list of the most inspirational people in our history.
Yes.
Who picked them to do that thing they were doing? Some people picked themselves.
Yep. They gambled on themselves.
They did it. They picked themselves and they went for it.
They gambled on themselves.
Yes.
And how many of them waited until they were formally educated to do it? It's just something in here that says we're doing this.
Yes. Yeah.
Katarina, I know you've shared this on your podcast with that big smile on your face, which I absolutely enjoy. And I'll repeat Patrick's question. How many monumental decisions have you made where you said, you know what, I'm pushing my chips to the middle of the table?
So many, but I remember the last one was when I was 47, and reaching that stage. It was 4.5 years ago when I had to quit the job. The career was building at that time for 5 years, put all in. I was always doing the best thing and waiting for someone else to say yes to me. I didn't realize I wasn't saying yes to myself. When I said yes to me, that is when that door was blasted. That's the only yes I was waiting for. Since then, I have not stopped since then, and I'm not going to stop until the end.
Say yes to yourself. You give yourself the yes. Yes you've been waiting on.
You know what? That's a hashtag I'm putting out right now.
Yeah, man. Say yes to yourself. After further consideration, I've decided to say yes to myself.
And we should make that a podcast series.
Yeah.
Say yes to yourself.
Yes.
We should make that a series. And you know what? The ideas are rolling right now.
Yes.
They are recorded, and I can write these down later because they are recorded.
Yes.
Let's start a podcast series with the players and with you guys called Say Yes to Yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will produce it. I will do the interviews or help do the interviews, and I'll put it out there because when Katarina said, say yes to yourself, I said yes to myself earlier this week when I decided I'm going to be a podcast agent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rely on a company and pay what's going to wind up being thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a service that you only get for 30 days at a time.
Right.
And if you
Right.
don't have the money when the 30-day cycle is up,
Yep.
all the work that you put in goes bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happened to me.
Wow.
It happened to me when I first started the podcast. And I felt so taken down that path, and then so like gun put on to my head, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, you're not going to do this. I'm going to take my show onto YouTube where it was free, and I'm going to
Yes.
make it how I want it. I won't be bullied by you.
Yeah,
That's what
that's what I'm doing with the audio and the video part of this podcast. I just found a distributor that's going to be that is free.
Mhm.
I will use the YouTube aspect and promote the video,
Yes.
and I'm developing my own plan to
Mhm.
distribute the doggone thing. I mean, when
Yeah.
you say yes to yourself, you push the plunger and blow up everything else.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You
Let,
put
let me,
Go ahead, Patrick.
I was just gonna say I want to share with you a graphic that I saw once. So
All
there's
right.
this gate, and there's a guard keeper standing at the gate, and he's saying yes to some and no to others. And there's this long line of people, and they're waiting for their chance to present their thing to him so he can say yes and let them through. And on the other side of that gate is success. Here's the thing, though, and this is true of life. There's the gate, but there's nothing else next to the gate. So you can very easily step out of line, just walk around that door and go to success.
Yep.
There's nothing there
Yep.
stopping you. But
No,
all these people are waiting in line for their turn for this person to say yes or no. Just get out of line and
And
walk around
I've always believed something my dad would tell me. If you can't go around them, go through them.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, one of my favorite running backs of all time is Roger Craig.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't go,
49ers.
forget the fact that he's going to go around you. He's going to use those knees to go through
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
One of my favorite centers of all time is Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
He'll go around you and he'll go through you.
Yep.
I don't even have to mention the icon that is Michael Jordan.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't go around his competition. He went through it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Like he didn't try to form a super team with the Pistons so he could win a championship. He went right through them.
He didn't go with the Pistons. He went through them.
Went through them. Yeah.
He went through them. He went through the Pistons. He went through the Lakers. He went through the Knicks.
Right. Right.
You know, several
Right.
occasions he went through the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, when you say yes to yourself, you push the plunger and you blow up any kind of plan that was supposed to be for you. Because
Right.
when you say yes to yourself, every person that has formed a plan for you,
Mhm.
in hindsight, they're working against you
Yes. Yes.
to
Yeah.
Because you
hold
were
you
part of
back.
their plan.
Yes.
You
Yes.
say that again, please.
Say it
Because
again.
you are a part of their plan. That's what it is.
That's the problem.
I
Yeah.
think it was Jim Rohn who said people who do not make definite plans for their lives are doomed to be part of someone else's plan for your life.
And
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Right.
I told Jody, my wife, last night when she came in and she was so exhausted, bless her soul. I said, you know what, baby? When this takes off, not if, but, and she even jumped in and said, not if, but when.
Yeah.
So when this takes off, you don't have to work late hours anymore.
Yeah.
You can just help me with what I do, and we both can crash early.
Yep.
And she says, I'm all for it.
Yep. You know what else? When you say yes to yourself, what you're saying is, I will find a way.
Yes.
I
Yes.
will find
I
a
will
way to get where I'm
Create
trying to
a
go.
way.
I will
Absolutely.
create a way to get where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And because of the world we live in with infinite possibility, there's always a way.
Yes.
What was the first way for you, Katarina, where you feel like you finally broke through?
When I finally broke through, here's the thing, Brian. You think there is one way. There is no wrong way.
Right.
When you say yes to yourself,
Ooh.
Oh,
way you take yourself,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
on the right path. You cannot step away from the right path. Everything is the right path for you.
Everything is.
Myself. Yes.
I've gone over in my mind just recently, am I going to do all video? Am I going to distribute the audio? And I woke up this morning with the clarity I was looking for, and my brain said, "You've been doing both."
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
I thought about it, and I said, I have been doing both. What the hell am I going to stop
Yeah.
for now?
Right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just have to put together a solid schedule,
Yeah.
that'll allow me to rest, but allow me to be so focused that I'm on the
Yeah.
grindstone cranking this thing until it
Yeah.
cracks.
Yeah.
Mhm. Till
Yeah,
the
man.
wheels fall off.
Till the
Yes.
wheels fall. I'm riding this. Hey, Jody told me this morning, us against the world. We're gonna ride this thing until the
Yeah.
wheels fall off.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Katarina Miletic
Yes.
and Patrick
Mhm.
Johnson joining me from RIMPAGE Basketball. We're sharing stories. We're saying yes to ourselves. We're having fun on this edition of the Brian Snow Show. What was the moment for you, Patrick, where you finally said yes to yourself, pushed the plunger, and blew up everybody else's plan?
There were a couple of them. The first one was this was maybe 2012, and I was working for Sprint, then Sprint, now T-Mobile, working in their store fixing phones, and there was more month than there was money at the end,
Oh my
and
God. Oh my
so
God.
we were struggling, and so the idea came, things are really hard. We're struggling. Why don't you just ask your boss for a raise? You're doing a great job there. Like
Right.
customers would come into that store and they would request me because they liked how I worked on their phones and I was patient with them.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was a good idea. So I asked my store manager, for an opportunity to speak with him. He calls me up to his office. So what can we do for you, Patrick? And I'm explaining nervously, I'm doing a good job for you guys. Customers love me. It would really help out if I could make an extra $1 or $2 per hour. And he sits there and he twiddles his thumbs and he's like, Patrick, you're doing a great job for us and we really appreciate you here. Like, you're one of the best techs we have. But sorry, I can't give you that raise. We just can't. And then he gives me all these reasons why he can't give me the raise. And then he says, you know what he says next? He says,
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I know times are hard. Maybe we can get you some extra hours. You can work some extra hours and we'll pay you the overtime. And so this was a privilege he was offering me, the privilege of being able to stay even longer away from my family to make a couple of extra dollars. So then I'm thinking, I got to make some money. I'll do freelance graphic design. And so I started advertising on Craigslist at the time. I'll do graphic design for you. I'm going to the list where people say, I need a logo, I need a banner, I need a this. And I'm replying to all of these. Finally, someone responded to me when I told them, I'll do your logo for you. And then she asked, how much? And then I said, $30. And then I said, no. I'm just going to go for it all. And I asked for the amount I really wanted. Made me so nervous, I couldn't even press the button to send it to her. But I sent the email and I was like, okay, just wait for the rejection. She responded with, when do we get started? And just like that, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I asked this guy for a raise because it seemed like that was the way to get more money, to bring more money in.
Right.
He says, no, I go out on my own initiative, advertise my ability to do graphic design, and I name my price. And the person says, when do we get started? And something clicked, like, wait, what's going on here? Something's wrong with this.
Exactly.
Something's wrong. I just gave myself a raise. And then the last time it happened was recently in January. We were formulating a plan for me to jump off the cliff and do RIMPAGE full time. But we want me to have a parachute when I jump off. So we got to have this in place and this in place. So I'm working full time while we're working on my parachute. We're standing on the edge of the cliff. And then my job pushed me off the cliff. We don't want you anymore. I get back from lunch. I do a Zoom call with my supervisor, and her supervisor on the call with us. And I'm like, oh, what's this? And he immediately starts, Patrick, you've done a great job for us. You don't have a job as of tomorrow. It was almost just like that.
Goodness me.
You've done a great job for us. We're reducing our staff. You don't have a job tomorrow. As of tomorrow. And I said, thank you for the opportunity. Dismissed that call, started packing up all of their stuff so I could send their stuff to them because I was working from home. And then I thought, I'm not doing this ever again. I am I'm going to build RIMPAGE or die trying. And I meant it. And I mean it now. I'm going to build. I'm not applying for any other jobs. I will build RIMPAGE or
Oh,
die
yeah.
trying.
The hell with applying for jobs, because I just applied to a speedway here
Mm-hmm.
because, as I told you guys, and I'll share this story with everyone listening and watching, with my surgery and officially being declared disabled, I thought foolishly that, okay, I can just get disability until I get back on my feet.
Right,
I can help
right.
my family. And if there's one thing that kills a man spiritually and emotionally, the inability to help his family
Yep.
financially,
Yep.
because life
Yep.
decided to get in the way. Well,
Mhm.
stage 4 pancreatic cancer is a life event that got in the way
Yeah. Wow.
to the point where before my surgery, I got suckered into taking a job at a hotel.
Mm.
And I'll reveal that story in a later
Uh-huh.
conversation.
Mhm.
But after my side kept flaring up, I stayed home and I didn't go back. And I said, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
After my surgery, and Jody came to me and said, I need your help. So I said, all right, let me run to Casey's, apply there, see what happens. And I thought my body would be ready. Wrong answer.
Ooh.
I didn't get through the first hour of my
Ooh.
scheduled workday when my body broke. I was running to and from the bathroom. I was exhausted. And the manager came to me and said, this is not going to work out. My body is saying, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
I made a mess of myself in the bathroom. I called Jody in tears because I felt useless. I
Yeah.
felt like I couldn't keep a job to save my life. It was at that time I pushed my chips to the end to the middle of the table and I said, screw it.
Mhm.
Either Snowman Multimedia takes off and I make $1 billion a year, or I go 6 feet under with nobody else taking this dream from me.
Wow.
I'm done trying for everybody else.
Mhm.
Now it's all about me and Jody and my children and my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
This is
Wow.
my championship ring.
Wow.
This is my championship.
Wow.
When Jody blessed me with this on June 25th, 2019, I made her a promise that afternoon that I would do any and everything for her to make our life comfortable where we're not struggling. Am I
Yeah.
there yet? No. Am I gonna get there? You damn straight I
Yes.
will.
Yes.
That's why I
Wow.
came. That's why I came to y'all with the idea of the partnership, because
Yeah.
there is so much opportunity,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and y'all basically need a broadcast carrier.
Yes.
Now you
Yes. Yes. These
you know
stories
what?
need to be told. And you know what
You
I
know,
like about you, Brian, is you are familiar with the glory days of basketball. Like I'm spoiled.
my first favorite player was Julius the Doctor
Yes, yes,
Irving.
yes. Class. Yes,
And then a fellow named Magic Johnson at age
yes,
20 went into the Spectrum on May 23rd, 1980, and became the only rookie to win a World Championship Series
yeah,
MVP with his
yes.
performance.
Wow.
I am quite familiar with the old
Yeah.
school.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
And then it was
I,
real and raw.
then it was real, it was raw, and it was
Yeah.
fun.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what these stories need to be: real,
Yeah.
raw, and fun.
Yeah.
That's what these competitions need to be: real, raw, and
Yeah.
fun. You
Okay.
guys
Love
have a
it.
product, you need a broadcast carrier. You
Mhm.
got him.
Yes, sir.
Listen, we'll come together. We'll talk off the air. We'll come together because I want to get this started as soon as possible.
Yes.
For the
Yes.
simplest of reasons, I want to bring an income in doing what I love to do and
Yeah.
promoting what y'all love to do.
Yes.
And I can help my family.
Yeah, man.
That's the biggest thing. I'm pushing my chips to the middle of the table right now with you guys.
Yes.
I'm pushing
And
my chips to the middle of the table right now.
Brian, that means you're the kind of person we want to work with. Our
Absolutely.
players are doing the same thing. They didn't get picked. And so they said yes to themselves. They picked themselves. They joined this league, and now they're playing and getting exposure.
Yes.
All of us are in the same boat, and that's kind of exciting too. We're going to make history together.
Yes.
We're already doing it. Like today, we're making history.
Now we have frozen. Right.
Snow is frozen. He'll
Right.
come back to us. I love the real, raw, and fun. I like that.
Absolutely. So it looks like we have all pushed our chips to the middle of the table.
Yes.
We like that expression. There is no way back. Like if you want to, how did we end up here, Patrick?
We'll hold it down for Brian. I'm sure he'll come back. It's an honor to be on his show, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun working with him.
Yes.
And
I'm so excited. And look how life brings us the right people.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. Like it's been today, only today. Just look at just today. How many stories have unfolded in front of us?
Yeah.
We didn't have to go out there, get them. These stories came
and people who are sold out to their dreams. They're inspirational. They're exciting to work with, and they're ready to go.
Yes. You know what? I don't even know what what is going on with Brian. Would you tell us the two stories from yesterday and how this that they tie into all of this?
Yes. So first we had a conversation with Tom Schramm. Tom is 35 years old. He's 5'8". He lives in Minnesota. So not exactly the story of a huge basketball player. But Tom is sold out to his dream. He's had this dream of being a great basketball player since he was young, and he has invested in that dream. I see him as someone who's been on a long journey. Like he hikes over mountains and in streams and into forests and trying to make this dream a reality. Tom has sold or purchased opportunities to play at NBA tryouts and to perform before scouts and things like that, only to not have it work out. He's gone to the gyms to try to walk on at colleges, and they trespassed him. They said, you can't come back here for a year.
Yes.
Like Tom has been run ragged by this pursuit of this dream.
Yeah. And he's still not given up, though. He still
hasn't given up.
Yeah. That is something, the power that our dream has.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like if there's a little bit of hope.
There is a possibility of realizing it. Absolutely.
And he realizes he's 35 years old, and he feels that door closing, that door of opportunity. But what he said about RIMPAGE is I've given him CPR, like given him new life.
Yes.
Because RIMPAGE has opened that door of opportunity for him. So he's so excited. And then after we talked to him, 35 years old, Tom, we talked to Brady, who's 15 years old. And Brady has that same dream. And looking into that little boy's face, I see a future Tom if RIMPAGE doesn't intervene. Like the system will pursuing that dream.
Yes. And we heard from his basketball coach today that he has already experienced rejection and not being picked for the teams that he deserves a place to be on.
For the past 3 years, he's been experiencing rejection. They've already gotten started on him.
What does RIMPAGE mean for him?
Wow.
What does RIMPAGE
Right. So I did the presentation for him to fully explain the RIMPAGE opportunity. And when we finished, it's like he just sat there for a moment, taking it all in. And he said he's so happy to be a part of it. He's happy he found out about it. And I'm happy because now Brady doesn't have to go through what Tom went through.
Yes.
Like we are connecting players with their dream all over the world. That's the power of RIMPAGE.
Exactly.
And now we get someone like Brian who can tell their stories.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
amazing.
I think that for me the if you can check where Brian is and whether this is
I'm going
still
to check and
connected.
see if he sent us a message.
Yes. I think what is coming for me today, and I don't know if you have this impression as well, is that there are human stories that have connected us with all of these people today that we have shared. like what Brian just shared, that is real life intervening and
Yeah.
focusing us back onto our path,
Yeah.
right? Because being on our own path, living aligned with our own truth inside our own being, feels different than anything else in this world.
It
So we can
does.
pretend we can do this thing, for safety and security, and provide for our families and things like that. I've been there on that path. I know how that feels. It leaves your soul crushed.
Yes.
It
Remember
leaves.
what
Yeah.
Tom said yesterday? He said, when you are following your dream, life is different. Very simple, but how powerful that is.
And so true. So true.
Wow.
And everyone was born with a dream, which means
Yes.
everyone
Yes.
has the opportunity to realize and live
Yeah.
their dream.
Yes. But
You
you have to
mentioned.
be brave. Yeah, like that's what I'm admiring about Brian, hearing his story. And
Yes.
then sometimes life pushes you to that point where your back is against the wall and you have nothing left to do, but it's like either throw your soul away or go for it. You get
Yes. Oh, wow. That's the one.
like
That is the one.
you get pushed so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. You can no longer make a compromise on that
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
It has to
Yes.
be from now on.
Yeah.
I really have to hold on to my dream. Otherwise, I will have to give it up forever.
Right. Not
Yep.
one more day.
No one more
That's the
moment.
point I came to.
One more day.
Not
Not one
not
more
one
moment.
more moment. Yes, yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Not one more moment. Am I saying no to my dream so I can say yes to all this other stuff? It's
Yes.
time to say yes to yourself. And
Mhm.
however scary that may be, you may get dashed on the rocks, but you will find your footing and pretty soon you'll be soaring. You'll be flying.
Definitely, definitely. And look, you're gonna be here where we are today, saying, "I
Yes.
am not going
Yes.
back to what
Yes.
was. Never,
Yes.
ever." Wow.
Yes. So it looks
Have you
like Brian is let me
have you
see.
checked with Brian?
Oh, he said, I'm so sorry my internet went out due to an outage. Okay, let me see.
This is still counting it as live. So I wonder what is happening elsewhere on those platforms. Whether we went out when Brian went out.
Yes. I asked him, should we stay and wait for him?
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll wait for his
Patrick,
answer.
we crashed the internet a few times before, so this is not.
Yes. Yes. And but you know what else? The things like this are a crisis in the moment, but they're the things we laugh at
Yeah,
later on
absolutely.
when we reflect on the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
everything wasn't always so smooth and so slick and so operational and functional with the NBA as it is today. Like they have their story to tell of when
Absolutely.
they were fleshly,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yes.
and that's why you have to just get started. Take that
Mhm.
first step and course correct as you go. But do get
Yes.
started. Do
Hmm.
get started. Let me see.
Do get started. Yes. What did Brian say? What's the update?
Looks he hasn't responded yet. Looks like he hasn't seen it yet. He might be having trouble seeing LinkedIn as well.
Mm-hmm.
I had a
Yeah.
problem getting on from my phone. I'm not sure if he's using his phone or not.
How about, do you know where his broadcast is to see whether that has ended?
Let's see. I believe
How
I
come?
I will check YouTube. I'll check
Yes.
them out on YouTube and see if they're still there.
Like how come this live counter is still on?
Right, right, right. Let's see.
This is real life. I wish I was recording this. If this is in,
Yes.
yes.
Let's see.
That's, I think that is part of what I love doing, is recording those real moments.
Yes, yes.
That is the thing. Nothing teaches you more than having to deal with something in the moment when it's happening.
Right, right. Yeah,
Right.
you get an education real quick. But then you know what
Definitely.
else happens? After
You
that,
do.
it doesn't seem so scary anymore. You just
No,
sort of feel
no.
like I can take on anything.
Yes.
I'm on his YouTube
Mhm.
and looks like we are not live there. Well, okay, wait a minute. Let me make sure. I'm the right one. Oh, we are live, and we are absolutely on.
There you go. We're
Yes.
holding
We
the
are
wheel.
holding it down.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know how
And
long he intended for this show to be. I think his episodes are close
yeah,
to an hour. Do you think we can fill his hour with content, or do we ought to? Because when we leave, it will probably then close this.
yes. I think we can just close it out.
Okay. Well, this
It
has
was
been
in
an amazing experience. Like,
yes,
I'm sure
yes,
we're going to see Brian much more. And I look forward to him being again on This Is Your Moment. And we're going to air that first talk, first conversation. And there is power in that as well. Like, we
yes.
only just met him that day.
Right.
And we already made a connection that really
Yeah,
wants to be realized.
yeah. That spirit, that all
Yes.
in spirit, I'm going for it. We love that.
Yes. We
We
love
instantly
that.
connect with that.
And
People who
I'm
say
sure
yes
that
to themselves.
exactly. I'm sure that the viewers of Brian's show are like that as well.
Yes,
So brilliant. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here and to represent RIMPAGE as
yes.
well.
So
Yes,
if you're watching, you're a fan of Brian's show, you'll be seeing us. We're going to get together. We're going to start broadcasting these stories on RIMPAGE. It's going to be exciting. So we invite you to
exactly.
go with us. And thank you for joining.
Absolutely. See you
All right,
later.
take care.
Folks, I'm out at home, and then this happens. Doggone. Nope. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Man, I'm so sorry about that. I had an outage at home, and this happened. Oh, I am so sorry. That you know what? We're gonna wrap it up here, and we'll do it. We'll do this again, and we'll do it again soon. Thanks, folks.